parents in this movie choose a mouse over a kid.
It's today!
It starts out great. They're gonna go to an orphanage, they're gonna adopt a child who's in need, bring him back home, and integrate him into the family. But it doesn't turn out that way.
This is the day.
That's right.
Can't I come?
You have to go to school, George.
Shouldn't he be coming with the parents to see if he gets along with the kid and to meet the brother before? It seems like they're treating this like they're picking out a puppy.
How will you know if you're picking the right one?
Well, I've got news for you. They pick a mouse.
Remember, I want a little brother, not a big brother.
This seems wrong to me. It seems like they're shopping for a kid, not just going to adopt somebody in need. Ow, look at all those kids who could use a family. The kids need the family. So they're sitting there and this mouse starts talking.
Before you even say it. Not that it's any of my business.
I would freak out and run away. Like if I look down and a mouse is talking. Also, how did they not sit on him when they sat down originally? Look at him.
Family. Wow.
Where do they even get books that small? They're an orphanage. Instead of spending money on these kids that need it, we're gonna buy a mouse some books. They want to adopt a mouse. This is an orphanage, not a PetSmart. Why are the kids and mice just mixed together for adoption anyway? You don't go to a pet store and find a kid you want to bring home. Or is this mouse just a rodent running around the orphanage and he's trying to trick the parents into thinking he's up for adoption too? This is supposed to be a cutesy movie, but it's just so jacked up. They choose a mouse over a kid at the orphanage, and when they're doing the paperwork in the lady's office who runs the orphanage,
Are you quite certain you're prepared to handle his uniqueness?
you think she would have said, this is a red flag, that's a mouse, not a kid, and then not let them adopt even a kid or a mouse. I don't think they should be adopting anybody at this point. Or maybe that lady who runs the orphanage is on a commission, like, I don't know, the more kids she sells, the more money she makes. It seems like this is a pretty unethical situation all the way around. It's a good thing they don't have a cat.
Whoa, Snowbell!
Never mind. This is Tinkerbell, the family cat. So the mouse is their child, but the cat is their pet? How do these rules work? If they were to bring a kid home, would the kid have been their pet? So many questions we need answers to.
George, this is Stuart, your new brother.
No, really. I have to go.
He's not happy they got a mouse over a kid either.
Is it just me, or did he seem a little disappointed?
He was. And so am I, in myself, for choosing to watch this movie.
Your new bedroom, Stuart.
We hope you like it.
Sure is roomy.
I'm sure we will like it, because it's for a kid, and instead, you gave it to a mouse. But it's fine, I'm sure those other kids will find homes too.
Are you cozy?
Sure is roomy.
Because all I've got to sleep on is a rag in the corner, you little rat.
I would be mad if I was Tinkerbell too. This makes absolutely no sense. The mouse gets a bed and I still have to poop in a box? They're getting used to having a mouse in the house. Not like a rodent, but like a family member that's a mouse. Do mice like rodents still exist in this adopt a mouse world? Like, do they have exterminators? Do they have mouse traps at their house to catch other mice? George is still not too fond of Stuart, so he tries to kill him by putting him in the laundry.
Thank goodness you're here. Do you believe this? I'm locked in the washer. Can you help me? Can you turn this thing off?
And when that doesn't work, he decides to tie him to the railroad tracks.
Somebody help me!
So to show off their newly adopted mouse, they have a welcome party, invite all their family over, and everybody is just as disappointed in the mouse as George is. The only people that think this is a good idea is the parents.
This is Stuart.
This is where we find out that Grandma Little is not all there.
One summer, I just shut right up.
The dad and the uncle give Stuart and George a gift. They give him this baseball, and the thing is disgusting.
Belonged to your great-great-grandfather, Jedediah Little.
The house they live in is massive. I think they're doing pretty well, and they could probably afford to buy them a brand new $2 baseball instead of giving them this one from the 1940s. Now that you've got a brother I actually care about, I want to give this to you. This was your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather's kidney stone. I'm not sure if George is more disappointed that his brother's a mouse or in this disgusting baseball.
It's not my brother. He's a mouse.
I have to agree with you on this one, Georgie. The mouse is just living in their house, and this is so gross. Like, they have a mouse in all their stuff and in their food. And it reminds me of that documentary where the mouse is in the dude's head and he's controlling him in the kitchen making delicious foods.
We can be the greatest chef in Paris.
And just like you might have thought, after a while, George starts becoming a little more fond of Stuart and they become best friends. Sorry for trying to kill you, Stuart. It was early in our relationship. I don't know if I liked you yet.
You're crazy.
Thank you.
Hey, I have an idea.
In all seriousness, this is not fair to the cat. Cats love eating mice. That's like my parents adopting a McFlurry and telling me I can't eat it. This is my brother, McJoshy. The movie progresses a little while, they're hanging out, having a good time, and one of George's hobbies is racing tiny RC yachts. Too bad he doesn't have a little tiny mouse brother that could drive it for him. Now Stuart has a bunch of yachts as well, so this mouse is literally living like a king. A lot of these movies made for kids have really messed up plot lines. Here's what I mean. Up until now, Stuart is living the high life. He gets adopted by a human family who literally treats him like he's a human. His mouse friends are getting caught in mouse traps. Meanwhile, he has his own human-sized bed.
Sure is roomy.
George finally likes him. He's winning yacht races, but this is where things start to go downhill for Stuart. The family likes Stuart, including George, but Tinkerbell still hates Stuart, so he hires a hit on him.
So you think you can help me?
Consider it done.
These fake mouse parents show up and say they're Stuart's real parents and want to take him home.
Mr. Little,
Yes?
down here.
Down here!
My name's Reginald Stout.
And I'm Joshy. Where's Stuart? Where's Stuart
We're looking for
Little?
Stuart.
Are you friends of his?
Where are his
he at?
parents?
The human's parents don't even bother checking or asking twice about this, seeing if they're actually his real parents, and just let Stuart go with these complete stranger mice.
Well, that looks heavy.
Nothing really happens for a while. The orphanage lady who let the parents adopt a mouse over a child in need comes over to the house to say what's up.
How are things going?
The parents tell her, like, oh yeah, it's so great, his real parents came, and she's like, dog, his parents died in a tragic soup can accident at the supermarket.
Stuart's parents died in a tragic cream mushroom soup incident years ago.
They realize that these sketchy looking mice they gave Stuart to aren't in fact actually his parents, and they made a boo-boo. During the conversation with the orphanage lady and the parents, Tinkerbell's sitting on the lap. He looks super suspicious. He thinks he's gonna get caught because he's the one that hired somebody to kidnap Stuart and then kill him.
We have to take this up with the police.
So the police are called, there's a huge investigation.
Kidnappers have not called by now. Then they're not interested in money.
Good thing the police resources are going into finding a mouse. Again, this is all very ethical. Meanwhile, Stuart's just hanging out with the parents. They haven't tried to kill him or anything. They're just like on a golf course, on a mini golf course living. He's actually living in a castle now, so that kind of is an upgrade. Stuart realizes what's going on. These aren't his real parents, so he leaves.
My fake father! My fake mother!
Then a bunch of street cats show up to finish the job.
Come back here, you little rabbit! Get away! Lucky, Red, get him! Come on!
The cats kill Stuart. Except he actually doesn't die, but apparently when Stuart fell into this stream going through the park, it was actually a sewer, and luckily it ended up right in front of his real house, the little house.
I made it.
It's true what they say.
They say every little in the world can find this house.
Every little in the little can find the little house. So lesson learned, if you're ever lost, just hop in the sewer and it will guide you home. It's like the North Star, but for mice and turds. When Stuart gets home, the investigation is still going on, so everyone's out of the house looking for him, except for Tinkerbell, he's there. He says everyone's super happy he's gone, and they cut his face out of the family photo and having a party.
They did that right after you left.
Makes Stuart not feel great. So to get even, Stuart kills Tinkerbell. And then the family comes home, they find Stuart, and they live happily ever after. Apparently there's a couple other Stuart Little movies, I don't really know.
See you again. I don't understand. How did you manage it? Every little in the world can find the little house.
And that's why I think this movie is really messed up. It's a plotline full of murder and deception and choosing mice over people. This children's movie is basically a true crime. All in all, solid 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching this. Make sure to like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of this funny content. It's funny. It's funny.